G'day, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Big Man Can Lead. I'm your host, and my name is Craig Whitney. I hope you're doing well out there in YouTube land or wherever you're watching this from, Facebook or whatever your favorite platform is. Yeah. Today's episode. Our habits dictate who we are and become, or you are your habits. Let that sink in. You are your habits, or the old saying is, you are what you eat, you are what you do, you are what you make it up to be, to do. Yeah? How does that land? So let me ask you, as a man or as an individual out there, have you ever felt that you've got to a breaking point, or you may not even know that you're at a breaking point yet, that your habits may be leading you on a destructive collision course? Whatever that course is, only you know what this course is, or maybe you don't know. Maybe it's over the hill, through the tunnel, around the roundabout, and there's a big fat brick wall there waiting. Maybe this is a tap on the shoulder to put the brakes on the train and divert something. I don't know. What do I know? I'm just an experienced man. Craig Whitney's my name, and I'm the second chance man. And I lead this project of Big Men Can Lead. And why big men? Because I once was a big man. I once was a beast. I once was 181 kilos. I once had sleep apnea. I once had a lot of accidents in my truck due to negligence of my fault of falling asleep at the wheel, being a high risk health hazard to myself and those on the road and my workmates. I once was an addict of substances, and not just drugs, alcohol, Netflix, but other things like sugar, porn, comfort, junk food. I was an addict of this damn comfort crisis. Now that I've had surgery and shed a lot of weight in donations, I decided to start this series to impact other men who may be at that pivot point. Maybe something's ticking on in that mind of yours out there as you look in the mirror with your shirt off and going, fuck, don't I look disgusting? Or you go to the beach or the public pool in the summertime and take your shirt off and you worry because someone may be laughing at you. Or you may be like me at one time, go to the gym and try your hardest on machines and weights that you never liked, only to be fat shamed by big, ripped bodybuilders. And I never went back to that gym. Maybe, I don't know. Comment below. What's your circumstance? I'd love to know. This is a little side project that I kind of started out there for men. For those men who may have some health challenges they may not be aware of. So today's episode's all about habits. Habits. What are you doing on a daily basis? Yeah, you are what you eat. I was what I used to eat, 5,200 calories a day. If we want to put that into portion sizes, that's like eating two large pizzas from Domino's, two entrees, and two sundaes, chocolate or vanilla, caramel, whatever, and a 1.25 litre of soft drink twice a day. That's a lot of food. That's a lot of carbs, man. That's enough to put a horse down, yeah? And it did. It did put me down. Put me in such a coma state that I'd pass out. 5,200 calories a day, kilojoules. Yeah, every day. And wondered why my weight blew up to 181 kilos in July 2020. And I had some destructive habits. I didn't exercise. I was hooked on YouTube. I was hooked on, at the time, I had an Xbox and a large screen TV that I'd game a lot. Probably the only positive thing I did was I read a lot of personal development. But that's all I did. I read books, but never took action. Yes, I did come from a background of smoking and drinking and drugs. I gave all that stuff away by the time I was probably 33 when I went through my big crisis. But I don't want to harp on that because I'd sound like just another man. Let's get down to the real habits: sugar and overeating and comfort. Yeah, the real stuff that goes untalked about or gets talked about only in medical circles, which is some interesting information. But to translate that to English for the modern day bricklayer or the truck driver out there, it just goes over their head. Yeah. So yeah, what are you doing on a day to day basis? And I want to keep this sort of series short, to the point, sharp, get to the heart, head in the heart before a pizza sets into a man's bloodstream and he passes out on me. Yeah. So, what are you doing on a day to day basis? Kind of overlaps from last week. What's your routine? Let's go into your routine and look at it. Look at your habits. What time do you get up in the morning? Yeah. What's one of the first things you do as a habit? Yeah. Habits, habits. I'm a creature of habit. I'm actually militant of what my routine is. Yeah, I don't want to harp on too much of last week, but my daily habits: I read non-stop for an hour every morning. I study for a good 35 minutes to an hour of Portuguese. I work out first thing in the morning. I don't look at my phone until almost 6:30 when I've got a gap at work where I can be in that mindset to check my emails and maybe check a few WhatsApp messages, and that's about it. So you checking technology within 5 minutes, you're waking up, jumping on Facebook and scrolling Instagram. There's plenty of studies out there about the blue light, affecting, your mind, subconscious mind, and the addiction to devices and that. Now, I can't pick on the work. As men, we are responsible. We got jobs to do and professions to go to. But if you wanted to pick, look at the habits in there. What's your daily habits inside your work apart from serving the boss? What are you feeding yourself on a day to day basis? A lot of the smoko shops and tuck shops and that on job sites, or in my industry because I come from transport, it's all carbs. It's all shit. I blew up because I ate so many carbs in a day, chips and deep fried food and just starchy carbs and pasta, stuff that will go straight to the waistline and to the head as smoko and lunch. I may have a quote salad sandwich between white bread, but still, that's it. And no, I'm not going to give you health advice, but just as an awareness piece, what are you eating through the day? Are you feeling yourself running out of energy by, say, 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, like starting to doze? Yeah. Carb comas. Yeah. They can be deadly. And then we get to after work. What are you doing after work? What's the first thing you do when you come home? Greet your family, give the kids a kiss and a cuddle. If you got any, give the dog a kiss and a cuddle. Give the missus, partner, significant other a kiss and a cuddle. Yeah. Everybody's happy you're home. What do you do next? Go to the fridge and pull the six pack out and crack a beer open and sit on the couch. Turn that idiot box on TV. Or do you invite a few workmates around for a few beers, a few drinks, some carby munchies? I don't know. What do you do? What I do as soon as I get home, I have a shot of post workout and a shot of creatine, and depending on my workout, most days I'm either on my bike for the first workout, or now I'm swinging kettlebells again, or I'm on my Viltruven strength gym pushing digital weight. And then by the time 6 o'clock rolls around, most nights I'm at martial arts training, boxing, boxer fit, cardio, advanced striking or Muay Thai or wrestling, Sambo or MMA wrestling. Yeah, that's me. That's part of my habits because I want to keep fit, get fit. So, again, what's your habits, guys? And then what do you do on a nightly routine? Do you sit there and on YouTube or the old statement is watch the news on TV, but we're more addicted to our screens in our hands than we are on the big screens. What are you watching? Are you watching true crime or negative news stories? Studies do actually argue that watching something negative, such as a true crime movie, thriller, action, horror, documentary, even the news itself, will equate to poorer levels of sleep because you're sending the mind into shock from something violent, whatever that is. What I do at night, I tend to read. I read for about an hour, 2 hours at night. I've had people ask me, Craig, what time do you go to bed at night? I'm generally in bed by about 11 o'clock and I'm up at about 2:30. Not every night. Some nights I have an early night and I'm in bed by 8 o'clock to catch up on my sleep. Depends on my day because my day is it's not a set job where I work from 9 to 5. I'm 6, it could be 4 o'clock finish, could be 6 o'clock finish, but I aim for it to be a 4 o'clock finish because I've got commitments. So again, man, excuse me. What's your habits? Your habits dictate who you are. Yeah. You are what you eat. Yeah. I was a fat fuck who ate 5,200 calories a day. Vegan or not, that's a lot of food, right? And this is something, I guess, for the vegans and the animal rights out there, people. Going vegan for me, in one sense, yes, definitely for compassion for the animals, but I've got a health perspective to think of too. Going to Hungry Jack's and eating 3 plant-based meals isn't about being vegan, man. It was about stuffing my guts full of high carb calories and killing myself just because I didn't have any animal products in it, and I was still killing myself by highly processed crap. All right. Or going to the local smoko tuck shop and in one of the industrial states I drive through on a day and just loading up on chips. Right, hot chips. I love hot chips. I just don't eat them anymore because they're just too carby. But yeah. So I guess what do you do? What do you do to replace negative habits? Well, start small. Having acute awareness, I guess, of your habits, your daily habits. Write them down. Writing them down on paper, seeing what the eyes can see helps. Acute awareness is key. So if you can pinpoint your day, write your day out, map your day out, write down what do you think is destructive. Anything and everything. Don't be judgy here. Don't let your conscious mind come in and block you. Think of things like, what time do I jump on Facebook for a look? What time do I look at my emails? If I'm up at 5 a.m. am I on my phone by 5 past 5 a.m. or stuff like that. What am I having for breakfast? Is it high carb cereal or is it a good nutritious protein shake and a little bit of fruit? Write down everything. Or am I going for Macca's for breakfast or the Zarepha's drive-through for a nice big carb bit of crap and a hot coffee because I can't be bothered making something at home that's going to fuel my body? Yeah, or am I raiding the work tuck shop for a couple of sandwiches or pies or sausage rolls or you know whatever. Write anything and everything down or not. I bet you won't. I bet there is a man out there who will, but majority of men won't. Too stubborn, not suffering enough to change. And studies do argue that men only change once they've had a tap on the shoulder by an expert authority, whether that's a police officer, a judge, or someone with a white lab coat on, such as a doctor or a specialist. And the majority of change happens when someone's almost on their deathbed with cancer. That's the sad part. So, to conclude, guys, write everything down. Acute awareness is key. I can't stress it enough. Without awareness, no transformation can take place. And be fucking honest. All right. If you're getting home at 4 o'clock and you got the Smith's crisps out and fucking 6-pack of piss out, write that down. You're playing the Xbox for 3 hours every night, write that down. Right? If you're smoking, write it down. Write everything down. Then he asks, what the fuck do I do now? Okay, great question. No question is a dumb question. Then we start with the smallest. I started with the smallest habit. And the first habit that I started with was making my damn bed every morning. Yeah. Why? It showed appreciation and it also gave me a win in the day. Nothing better every morning than a freshly made bed, yeah, to look at. First win of the day. That's where I started with. From there, that laid the foundation to break other habits. Obviously, tobacco and alcohol and a few little drug sort of habits took deeper therapy, but we got through that. Healthier eating sort of gradually took hold. Wasn't really till this year that once I had my surgery and had deep awareness about my obesity, that my habits were freaking killing me, that my healthy eating habits took hold. And post surgery, my fitness has gone through the roof. Change your habits, guys. You are what you eat. Or not. Only if you want to. Only if you're in that space to change. Or not. Leave some comments below. Like, share, and follow, and pass this to a man who could use love. See you next time, guys.